So welcome back to the Black Hills and Eastern Railroad, everybody. We're in the shop here, and on the shop bench I have a quartet of projects here that I'm going to be taking a look at here. We'll complete one of these in this episode, and we will take a look at beginning the other two. First up is this D&H gon that I have I got an idea from a Kalmbach publication. My brother from another mother in model railroading, Cody Grivno, gave me an idea for a relettering and weathering project on this piece, and I've got some ideas from a second section podcast. Ralph Renzetti gave some really good ideas on weathering, fading, and all that. So you'll be seeing that in a future episode on this. Then this SD70MAC. This is a Kato factory decorated level model. I already have a 9580. This is one of the numbers that they produced back in the day. And I have other plans for this unit. I may just simply end up renumbering it into a number that I don't have already. And I may end up completely repainting it. In either case, all the numbering's got to come off of here. Then finally, these U33Cs, which I showed in a earlier episode of the Black Hills and Eastern Railroad. I only showed you the 5749, but both of these need their nose stripes redone on these units. They are factory flub by Atlas. These are red box units from back in the day, and I'm going to take the factory stripes off of here and replace them with microscale decals. So in any case, the theme of this particular episode here today is undecorating stuff. So let's get to it. Over on the left here, I have a bottle of microscale microsol. And what I really intend to use, and you can use this if you don't have on-hand Solvaset from Walthers, this stuff is really strong. And it's known to, people used to thin this down like half and half or something like that for a decal setting solution. I'm going to use that, and I'm going to use some tape. I have here some... just some plain old paper towel, and I have a couple of toothpicks here that I'm going to use to burnish down the Scotch tape over the artwork. So I have here my handy dandy block for paints and things like that so I don't knock them over, but you know what? The Solvaset bottle will not fit in that, so I'm using a yogurt cup here. You see here that I've got the paper towel laid over that 8 and 0. I want to remove that and replace that with a different number. So I'm going to just wet that down. It's not staying in place, but move that back over with one of my toothpicks here. So essentially why I'm putting that there is just to keep that Solvaset in one place on the model. And the same deal on the nose stripes on the U33Cs. So the same thing is true with the artwork on the nose of the U33Cs here. I'm going to get that paper towel soaked with Solvaset, and that'll kind of hold itself in place there once it's wet. For the record, I have used Solvaset to remove decals before. So then I've got my paper towel and my Solvaset ready with this D&H gon here, and we'll brush on a liberal coating of Solvaset onto that paper towel. Again, this is a factory painted model. I took it fresh out of the box. I have a fair bit of enthusiasm for this project, but you see here a bunch of things that needs to be done. Of course, couplers replaced with KDs. Those chrome plated mags that came with, I'm going to swap those out for rusties. We'll probably paint the inside of the gon rusty. These things didn't, the paint, they might have gotten painted, but they didn't hold up for very long. And of course the renumber and reletter per Cody's advice. So we'll wait a bit for these for this artwork to soften up, and then I'll bring you back as soon as we're ready to start taking it off. So I noticed that the artwork was coming up underneath the paper towel, so I'm kind of being careful to just get the artwork here with the paper towel underneath the toothpick. And it looks like we're had success at getting that up off of there. So this one will go to the other side. So what I'm doing here now is taking a dry, clean paper towel and cleaning that surface up, getting rid of that decal residue here. And if you follow what I'm going to do with this is really hard to do one-handed. If you follow what I'm going to do with this, I don't mind if there's slight discoloration in that panel anyway, but I think once we get this washed back up, it'll look just like the rest of the surface of the car does. There's, I guess, maybe a slight residue there, if you can see just in the correct light, but we don't mind that. I'm going to do the end of the car here too as well while I'm at it. So to give you an idea on the time frame here, we're about maybe 5 minutes into having put the paper towel and the Solvaset on the other side of the car. So now I've got paper towels and Solvaset soaking on the A end, the B end, and the reporting mark on the other side of the car. So this is going along pretty quickly, and we'll be on to weathering and fading and patching here before you know it. So this SD70 is a little tougher. I put a second coat of Walthers Solvaset on here. I may let this set an hour or so before I come back and try it. And the same thing with the nose stripes on the U33Cs. I tested those, and those are not soft at all under the toothpick here. So it's the next day here, and you guys can see that I've still got stripes on the front of these locomotives. I think it's time for a new tack at this point. I'm going to try the Solvaset with the pencil eraser here and see if I can get anything done. If I can't, we'll probably move on to using a different chemical, or maybe even alcohol. That's kind of, I've been viewing that as a last resort, but we may have to go there. So I've got the micro saw from Microscale here now at this point, and I don't really expect any different result, but we're going to give it the old college try here. So speaking of trying different things, I'm going to apply a little piece of masking tape here. We're burnishing the masking tape down here with a toothpick, and that doesn't do a thing. I might have picked up some of that junk from the running board that we sloughed off earlier. So if that doesn't work, I'm not sure, full-on repaint, I'm not sure if it's going to be worth it to mess around with trying to repaint this nose, or we might end up just putting this locomotive back together and the way it was and calling it good enough. So this effort to remove the nose stripes on this U33C is not going terribly well. We've got green paint sloughing off from that eraser action, and that's not what we want. We got some of the nose stripes taken off of the other unit, the 5733. But I think I'm just going to go ahead and repaint the noses on these two and then reapply Microscale decals. I'm fresh out of Poly SBN Green, as a lot of guys are at this point. I'm going to either try and find a new bottle of that, or I see True Color Paint has a BN Green as well. It looks a little richer and darker than the paint on this Atlas unit here. We'll see what happens on that. We're going to leave that for another episode. So you can see that I'm doing the other side of this SD70, and the D&H gun is pretty well stripped of its decals. I did go back and remove some of the pad printing garbage that was left over from that stripping, but that one is pretty well done, save for the upgrade type stuff I'm going to do to it. Stay tuned for that in another episode, and we'll keep going here on this SD70. So we are here on the engineer side of this Kato SD70MAC, and I'm going to take just the zero off. I know I showed you the fireman side or the conductor side earlier. I wanted to specifically zero in on how exactly I did this. So I just wanted to put a little Solvaset over that one more time before we get started with the eraser action here. And what I did is I just started rubbing on that artwork, and you can see that already that it's coming off. I decided that it would be easier just to remove one number here and only apply one decal, And looks like we did a pretty good job there getting that that zero off of the long hood. We need just a little bit of cleanup, but I'm pretty happy with that. Do just a little cleanup in here. Get the residue off. And it looks to me like that's ready to lay a new number on there. And my rationale for pulling out the number boards here is I don't think these are glued in. Yeah, and with gentle pressure here with the knife, they do pop out. And my intention was not to have it fly across the room, but that's what happened here. And that one is out. And in the parts bin over here. So that's the way we're going to do that. And I'll finish stripping this number off on this side. So if any of you viewers have any ideas on if you've had any experience stripping decals off of or renumbering any of these Atlas Redbox units, leave me a comment down below. I hope you like the content here. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe for more, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one, guys.